Welcome everybody to Calgary Gymnasium here in San Antonio, Texas, where the Trinity University Tigers are taking on the Illinois Wesleyan University Titans. The Titans coming in and ranked number 3 in the latest D3 Hoops poll. Titans win the tip and we are off. I am Reed Results, joined by Annika Signs. We are in for a very, very special game here. High-ranked team in Calgary Gym. First shot up, doesn't go. So Tigers will take the second possession.
Good catch by Bailey Timmons, almost went out of bounds. This game should be really interesting. I think that they play very similarly, very high intense offense and defense. I know the Titans have a pretty intense press as well. They kind of barrage all of their offensive players. You can kind of see here, this is a game of defensive intensity. This last possession just kind of went on.
Tie ball goes to the Tigers. Kylie Minter tying up Sawyer White. Pass from Huber, I believe, deflected. Now into Napoli. Napoli crossing the Tiger head, working to her right. Passing inwards to King, handed back out to Napoli. King hands it off to Sky O'Rourke. And double dribble called on Sky O'Rourke. Tigers turn the ball over.
Early in the game, can't decide too much off of this, but we're seeing the Tigers set up in their pretty authentic press. Bailey Timmons with a great deflection. We see there may be a little 2-on-1 opportunity coming up.
Open 3 for Mallory Powers. It's going to end up Tiger ball as the 3 goes awry.
I think that foul was going to be on number 22, Ava Bardick. It's one good thing you want to see for the Tigers early on. You want to get them, or the Titans, into foul trouble. It was a pretty good free throw shooting team.
O'Rourke regains the ball. It's handed off to Kylie Minter. Swish for Kylie Minter. First points of the game going to the Tigers. Now Illinois Wesleyan passing the ball down the court, trying to break the Tiger press. Inside to Huber. Doesn't go. That's Lauren Huber. Kylie Minter, the ball going down the court. Sky O'Rourke trying to swing it into Elaine King, loses the ball, comes away with it, still loose. Minter, corner 3. That one doesn't go, but a board by Elaine King. Short shot doesn't go either.
Some points of emphasis, sorry about that. Some points of emphasis for both games, or both teams, I think, right now. It's just second chance opportunities and taking care of the ball. I mean, it just comes down to it. We saw it in that men's game last season, or was it last week? Just taking care of the ball was just a main priority for everyone.
Lauren Huber scoring the first points for the Titans. 1 point gap between the two squads. Shot doesn't go. It'll be Titan ball. Sky O'Rourke on the attempt. See if Illinois Wesleyan is able to gain the lead here. Long pass in. Powers able to get it to Palmer. They go up the court, corner 3, in and out. Unlucky bounce. But another open 3 taken. Sunk by Kate Palmer.
And the Titans are right back up in that press as soon as that ball went in.
Palmer going against Napoli. Napoli able to get it to Minter, passing it off to O'Rourke. 3 up for Napoli. Doinks off the rim, but Bailey Timmons recovers the ball. Nice pass into Minter. High shot, a bit too high. Ball back toward Illinois Wesleyan.
I know early on we kind of interviewed Coach Cameron Hill, and he said one of his biggest points of emphasis for any basketball play is intent. And although Bailey Timmons got that second chance rebound, that whole possession was generated off of that hustle. So even though Kylie Minter may have missed that last one, the intent was there, and her finding her teammate was definitely there.
Titans dissect the Tigers' defense. That was a bit too easy for Mallory Powers. Napoli harassed by Titans. Long pass. It's interrupted a little bit by Powers, but Tigers maintain possession. Minter driving in. Foul called. Tigers will be the ones to inbound it. 7-0 run for the Titans. Pass into Napoli. Napoli loses control of it. No over and back called. Napoli working her way up the arc. That passes it back down to Timmins. Elaine King losing the ball. Picked up by Sawyer White. White and the Titans go down. 3 up for Palmer. No good. Trinity down by 4. Nice little juke from Timmins. Can't finish off the play. Kept alive by Palmer. Senior out of Geneva, Illinois. Again, another pretty open 3. You can't leave Ava Bartik open, or anybody on this Illinois Wesleyan team for that matter. 10-3. Illinois Wesleyan has gotten some good looks from deep.
You can tell their pace of game is pretty fast. So they're used to shooting within 25 seconds left of the shot clock, and obviously it's worked well in their favor as Bailey Timmins just kind of tunnels down this paint and has a good little layup. But, I mean, they're really good in transition. We saw that there was a little 2-on-1 moment a couple possessions ago, and they make the right decisions in crunch time.
Scour coming away with the ball. Hands it over to Timmins, easy finish.
Speaking of another little 2-on-1 in transition, I feel like it's very capable, or the Tigers are very capable of keeping tit for tat here and just making this a really strategic game.
Titans have a numbers advantage. Trying to dish it in, but taken away by the Tigers. Foul called. Mallory Powers the intended target, but Sky O'Rourke intercepting it.
That was great help from Sky O'Rourke. She knew she had to dive as soon as that ball was going to be driven underneath the baseline.
Now in for Illinois Wesleyan. Katie Knutson coming on in for the Titans, along with Sarah Bali.
It seems like the Titan press may look like an extended full court man, but there are some doubles that come out of nowhere sometimes, and you really have to look out behind you.
Jivy Caceres and Natalie Greenwood in for the Tigers alongside Ivory Scott. Knutson hands it back out. Bartik trying to drive in, spins, back outside. Huber loses it for a second, but regains control. Euro step, gets fouled. She'll head to the charity stripe.
Great ball handling by Lauren Huber. She kind of diced through 3 defensive Tiger players. It's the first trip to the charity stripe tonight. There's going to be a timeout.
Media timeout. 10-7, Illinois Wesleyan has looked as good as advertised right now. Up 10-7, close game.
Are those turnovers correct?
These stats are not quite right.
Okay.
I do believe that.
I was like, I feel like there have been a couple turnovers, but I don't know if that was completely correct.
Seems we have forgotten to replace the XML file. Sure, we'll get that corrected. Your real stats.
Yeah.
Titans shooting 40%, Tigers shooting 33% from the floor. Same from downtown as well.
I'm excited to see how this, pace of this game is going to continue. I know that Wesleyan has kind of had this full court press, and they have a pretty deep bench. So anybody that comes in, they're pretty rejuvenated and have the same intensity on offense and defense. So the Tigers need to make sure that they're maintaining that defensive and offensive intensity and pace of play. I know that it can often lead to a lot of, unwanted turnovers, especially when you're being sped up to a game of play or a pace of play that you're not extremely used to. So as long as the Tigers take care of the ball and maintain, integrity during every possession, I think they'll be fine. They really will be fine.
Some free throws in order for Illinois Wesleyan. Lauren Huber. It's perfect on that one. Some really good free throw shooters for the Titans, some of the best in the nation. Making their home in Bloomington, Illinois. Absolutely perfect there. Now on the floor for Illinois Wesleyan is Laura Malum, number 15. Tigers struggling to get the ball in. Getting a bit of a taste of their own medicine. Knutson trying to get it out.
think there may be a foul on the floor. It looks like Josie Napoli was called for the foul.
Illinois Wesleyan will inbound it. Sawyer White given those duties. Box formation for the Titans. Knutson trying to muscle her way through, goes back outside. 3 up, but too strong. Almost rolled in for Sarah Bali.
It was one of those dead balls that could have just floated inside.
Not a good situation for Minter. Titans ball. Pass, trying to keep it alive, but just off of a Tiger, out of bounds. Now running down the court is White, hands it off. Malum now inside to Knutson, back out to White, up against Napoli. Good pass inside, shot from near the elbow, too short. Attempt from Knutson, no good.
Foul is going to be garnered by number 3, Sarah Bali. As Kylie Minter collected that off that possession.
Scott gets it into Minter. Tigers down by 5 here in the first quarter. Hands it off to Jiffy Caceres. Inside to Natalie Greenwood. Spins around, throws it up, no good. Too much traffic for the big player. Next shot doesn't go well for the Titans, however. Big pass to Minter. Minter has to throw it in to try to keep it alive. Instead, ends up in the hands of a green jersey. Open 3 for Bali. Too short. I thought it was going to be kept alive by the Titans for a second, but White couldn't quite corral it. Long throw to Scott. The pass attempt by Ivory Scott off of the hand of a Titan. Timeout on the floor.
Feels like there hasn't been much half-court possessions offensively for either team. They're shooting pretty fast. I know the Titans within the last couple possessions have had, you know, 3-point shots go up within 25 seconds of the shot clock being up. But I don't know if that's going to continue as we see this kind of game play out.
I kind of see the reason for the timeout for Coach Mia Smith. No shots have gone in for the Titans in about 3 minutes, and some of those threes that they're taking are usually ones that are going in for them. Maybe calm the team down a little bit.
Yeah.
Get them refocused, because right now 2 for 7 from beyond the arc.
Yeah, and they're good shots. They're a fundamentally sound team, and they're getting open shots for all of their teammates. And it's the same thing for the Tigers as well. There's going to be open shots, and you just have to capitalize on them when you get them.
Now to pass it in, it is Savageau for the Tigers. Titans ball. Savageau took a bit too long.
I think it she may have taken a step over the line. I think that got a little excited.
Some jitters from the first year, perhaps. Titans, again, dissecting the Tiger defense. Opportunity for them. Easy enough for Knutson. 7-14. 2 touchdowns, 2 extra points for Illinois Wesleyan. Picked off. See if she can take it to the house. Easy enough for Palmer. Savageau handing it off to Scott. Kate Palmer nearing the 1,000 point mark. Needs a Baker dozen in this game. Malum to White, to Palmer. 3 up. No good, but offline. Ball's on the floor. Tied up. Illinois Wesleyan will be the one to inbound it. Avery Scott cannot get the ball out from the clump. Palmer able to find a teammate. Malum going up. Bali up against Greenwood, loses possession for a moment. It'll be Tiger ball. Titans turn it over.
And this is a good moment for the Tigers. You always want to have these possessions or games within games called stops and scores. So this is a good stop, and having a next possession of potentially scoring is going to be really good. Maybe they can catch a little roll.
Scott on the far side passes it into Caceres. Jalen Martin, 3 up, no good. Second chance doesn't go for Natalie Greenwood. A third chance from Caceres, no good. On the floor foul.
Yeah. And Sarah Bali, I'm assuming. Looked like a little behind the back. And she was reaching over Natalie Greenwood for that last possession. I feel like the Tigers are doing a pretty good job at corralling the ball after every shot goes up. They're touching a body, making sure that the ball comes back into their possession. I know Bailey Timmons, when she was in for the first 5 or 6 minutes of this game, had a couple second chance opportunities, and obviously they're going to get a chance at the line right now.
Good free throw for Natalie Greenwood. Lauren Huber back on the court for Illinois Wesleyan. 10-0 on the year are the Titans. 3-0 in CCIW play. And again, they are moving fast. They score points in bunches. White passes it into the paint to Knutson. Back out to Huber. Huber loses it for a moment. Palmer from within the arc. Too short, but Huber trying to finish it off. Can't. Ball is still loose, though. Titans come away with it yet again. Long pass to Malum. 3 up. Too strong. Savageau slows things down before passing it in to Scott. Good pass and one for Ivory Scott. Much needed for the Tigers, trying to get some momentum back.
And that's one of those, if we're keeping track, that's the second stop and score that they've had. And a lot of these can change the momentum of a game, especially coming in to the end of a quarter and headed into the next one. It's also really good they haven't had to, you know, await the Titan press. I know a couple possessions earlier on, I mean, you find your footing, but a lot of the Tigers players were kind of retreating from the ball rather than coming and helping their teammate once they got trapped by that double.
Scott can't finish the three-point play. Quick passing, contested shot, foul drawn.
Looked like that was going to be on, oh, they called it on Livy Savageau.
Now heading not to the line, we'll inbound it.
Katie Knutson has been great. That she's been doing a great job at, you know, maintaining her presence within the paint and being a force to be reckoned with as a decision maker, as a playmaker. As you see, she has the ball right now. I kind of just spoke it into existence.
Knutson finishes off the play, 11-18. Illinois Wesleyan advantage. Caceres driving down the court. Nearly picked off by White. Savageau, contested 3. A bit wild as well. Some open space, foul drawn. Ava Bardick was all by herself down the court. Tigers were gonna have a tough time preventing a score.
They're already in bonus.
Both sides in the bonus here in final 35 seconds. 11-18. Titans advantage. Now 11-19. 1-for-2 trip to the line.
Feels like the Titan defense is one of those that you really just don't want to let get set.
Caceres, good pass to Martin. 3. That was much too short.
That's going to be called on Jalen Martin. May have looked like a little bit of a frustration foul after that shot. And now they're headed to the line for the next 21 seconds left of this quarter.
Huber, opportunity to extend the lead to 10 for Illinois Wesleyan. Titans trying to avoid the fate that befell Wartburg. Number 2 team in the nation went down to Texas to play UMHB and ETBU and lost both of those games. That one goes in and out.
Kind of deja vu from a couple days ago for that men's tournament. I think combined, the men's tournament had like 65% from the free throw line.
1-for-2 trip for Huber. 9-point gap between the two sides. No shot clock. See how fast the Tigers work. Savageau getting it back to Scott. Immediately confronted by Titans. Martin to Savageau. Shot from the elbow. No good. But board by Natalie Greenwood. Doesn't go. Savageau. 3. Swish for Savageau. And that'll mark the buzzer and the end of the first quarter. Tigers down by 6, but going into the second quarter with a bit of momentum, they hope. But they are heading into a very dangerous quarter. Illinois Wesleyan is very, very good in the second quarter in particular. They've outscored their opponents in the second quarter by 80 points.
Wow.
This season.
That's quite the stat. Quite the stat. But it was a good finish off by the Tigers. In that last possession specifically, we talked about this a little earlier. Second chance opportunities are going to be what, that's going to make the difference within this game. And we see there was a shot that went up initially by Livy Savageau, and then it was corralled by Jalen Martin. And then again, shooters are going to shoot with confidence, especially a freshman. She has a good little chip on her shoulder and finish off that quarter well.
We'll give a shout out to the Illinois Wesleyan men's basketball team. Here that they're currently watching and supporting the women's team. They are also in Texas playing games for their season. Of course, Illinois Wesleyan, highly ranked in both sides of the sport.
Yeah.
One of few teams that can say that they are top 10 in both the men and the women's side.
Yeah. It's like a little UConn dynasty moment. Maybe not right now, but it's a feeling. It's a sentiment that counts.
Tigers back on the court. Titans quick to follow. Titans scored 20 in the first quarter. They're going to attempt that pace in the second.
Their starters are all back in.
Titans are 13th in the nation in points per game with 78.9. Trying to beat that mark today against the Tigers. Napoli down to O'Rourke. O'Rourke moving up the arc. Hands it off to Minter. Trying to find anybody open. Some fancy passing from the Tigers. A foul drawn by Kylie Minter.
It was a great pass by Elaine King. As soon as she saw that Kylie Minter's defender turned their head, and of course Kylie just went up strong and she's in a head to the line. It seemed for a little bit there like they were just kind of be playing around the arc and they were just kind of awaiting a good puncture into that paint, but it was a great find into Elaine King, who's a great playmaker.
You can see to the right of your screen as Kylie Minter takes these free throws, the Tigers men's basketball team supporting the women as well. Gets pretty lonely on campus during the winter break for both teams.
Yeah, but that's when memories are made. You're just with your teammates 24/7. Especially some of them. I know that they live together.
Minter can't make a free throw on that trip. And Titans quick to respond. And it's very satisfying watching the passing from the Titans. They're just so smooth with their passing game.
They can read off of each other pretty well, and they know where they're going to be.
Timmons piercing the paint, finishes it off. 22-16.
Beautiful move by Bailey Timmons. Made her defender think a little bit.
Huber. Titans take a three. Doesn't go for Bardick. Contested ball. Offensive board for the Titans. Powers turns the ball over.
It's a 3-second call.
3-second violation.
Katie Knudsen comes off the court in favor for Sarah Bali.
I think the Titans are picking up that as soon as we kind of inbound it to one of our guards, that we're trying to get it back to our inbounder. So they're really trying to play off of that, especially in this press.
Napoli trying to find an open teammate. Goes to the corner to Minter. Minter, same dilemma. Back to Napoli. O'Rourke found in the arc. Short shot. Sunk by Sky O'Rourke. 22-18. 4-point gap for the Tigers. Oh, just batted down Shot attempt from Huber, but Titans get the ball back. A good pickpocket. Blocking foul called.
That was just one of those possessions where you kind of get a ooh and a ah, but you got to make sure to take care of that ball. That was a great defensive possession by Josie Napoli, coming back from that press, getting a good little block. And it's hard when you send such a good free throw shooting team back to that line.
Bardick made the first free throw. Junior out of Lincolnshire, Illinois. 2 for 2. 6-point gap again. Josie Napoli trying to outrun her defender. Unable to get away. Spinning around. Needs to find an open teammate. Gets it to King. Finds Minter open. Minter will 9 times out of 10 finish that play. 24-20. Kate Palmer, the senior, nearing in on 1,000 points. Turns the ball over. Good opportunity for the Tigers, but Kylie Minter losing the ball. Back down the court goes Bardick and the Titans. Palmer threw it off the bottom of the rim. Tyra O'Rourke nearly pickpocketed by Palmer. Trinity able to get it back down to the side they want it to be on. King saves the ball, but not before being called out of bounds.
That was one of those possessions where it was a good defensive stop, but it just felt like their half-court offense it just felt rushed. So they just got to take their time. There was a couple possessions ago, whenever they worked it around the arc pretty well and then found that puncture. So maybe getting back to some of that will do them well. I know that there's a motion offense they kind of like to run, and they like to see their extended small forward or like Lane King be the playmaker from the top of the key.
Ooh, big bump between Kylie Minter and Mallory Powers. Minter had missed the initial inbounds pass. Both players careened into each other. They're both up. Scary moments like that.
That was a hard hit.
Last year, Tigers were in a similar play up Northwest, although that was between 2 teammates rather than player and opponent.
Yeah, that was Josie Napoli and who am I missing? Jamie Reedy.
Jamie Reedy.
We thought they both had concussions. And there was a big lump on Jamie Reedy's head when we came back to practice.
Napoli spinning around, goes out. 3 up from Timmons. Rattles home for Bailey Timmons. It's just a point gap between the Titans and Tigers now. And a turnover. Coach Cameron Hill fired up. Things getting exciting here in Calgard.
It's good to see a senior step up. Bailey Timmons had a couple good punctures into the paint, had a great layup, and of course she's shooting with confidence, so it's something we love to see.
Napoli surrounded by 2 Titans. Well, got the ball through the legs, I think, but it is turned over. Good effort by Napoli, but now Lauren Huber going quick.
One thing about the Titan defense is you're not going to beat it through the dribble. They're so fast, they're so quick. You got to beat it through the pass.
Titans turned the ball over. Sarabali called for traveling. Illinois Wesleyan, 10 turnovers. Very odd for them. They are a team that protects the ball quite a bit. They average 13 turnovers a game usually. And now they're already at 10. Not even 5 minutes left in the second quarter. White muscling her way through. Loses the ball, but it'll stay Titans ball. Back on the court is Kate Palmer and Laura Malum.
That was one of those high IQ Kylie Minter plays. She knew that that Titan player was going to keep it down, and she just corralled it and kind of just held her hands on it.
3 up for Palmer. Too strong, right into the hands of Sky O'Rourke. Timmons gets the pass, but batted down by Sawyer White. All alone, gets fouled. Saw a hand to the back of her.
They may talk about this one a little bit.
Foul number 4.
Yeah, no question on who it's on.
Yeah.
Team foul number 2.
But a shove and clear path may be something they may have to reconsider.
We'll see on the replay here. I think it's pretty clear. Just shove in the back. It was a very clear path, too. Officials are going to take a closer look at this one.
There, the stats are officially updated.
Pretty silly foul,
Yeah.
ultimately.
Yeah. That would be 2 fouls on either side, so it's pretty even there. But if there is a technical, maybe one of those possessions where you just kind of shake your head.
Both sides maybe needing to protect the ball a bit more. 10 turnovers for the Titans, 15 for the Tigers. 5 turnovers for Trinity in the last 2 minutes, 4 turnovers for the Titans in the last 2 minutes.
This feels like that Spider-Man meme where people are just looking at each other because they're the same defensively. They're the same pretty much offensively. We want to shoot a lot of threes. And I think they're both reaching this, you know, kind of dilemma where they're dribbling a little too much. Obviously, the Titans had a lot of success early on, and you talked about how beautiful their passes were. You are going to beat each and every one of these possessions, defensive possessions, through passing and through reading your defense. I know that the Titans are pretty big, height-wise, and they're really fast, so they're just going to be reading your ball handling throughout each of your offensive possessions.
And this Titans team really reminds me a lot of the way the Tigers teams from my freshman and sophomore year played.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Shipley and Hale.
Yes, actually, some of them are here right now. We have, they're not going to listen to this, but behind the bench, you have Addie Putnam, who they all live in Dallas now. Addie Putnam, Claire Hale, and Emily Nelson, who lives in Houston now. But it's a good little kumbaya moment. Some Trinity alumni in the building.
Sawyer White, first free throw, perfect, as per usual for this Titans team.
And during the assessment, there was no upgrade of the foul.
2 for 2. 3-point gap between the Tigers and Titans. Savageau gets the inbounds, immediately back to Napoli. Napoli working against Huber, trying to break her defender. They find Greenwood inside, out to Savageau, to Greenwood again. Greenwood against Malum, trying to swing it into King, but too much traffic in the paint. And Huber finds herself up front. Easy bunny layup. The Tigers quick to move, trying to match the pace of the Titans. King looked for Greenwood, instead having to defer to Savageau. Savageau trying to pass it to King, but King was not looking. Turnover.
I think they may be getting a little flustered because they know that there are going to be 2 green jerseys headed at them as soon as they pick up the ball every time.
Some looks of exclamation from the Tigers men's team as the ball goes sailing into what would usually be a crowded Trinity section, but of course, winter games.
There are hecklers for today's game.
Remember, Dean Balo's high school team last year showed up for the Leslie Robinson games. And we're making noise for him.
We love to see some support. It's good.
Sawyer White and the Titans trying to score more points off of a Tiger turnover. Pulls up, off the back of the iron. Lane King with the board. Josie Napoli slowing things down a little bit. Looking for an opening. Hands it off to Savageau. Hands it off to Minter. And now back in Napoli's hands. Trinity trying to make progress. Outside to Minter again. Savageau nearly stolen by White. Minter thought about a 3. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Ball up. Bit of a desperation shot from Minter. No good. White spinning and winning against Minter there. Huber back out to White. Sawyer White pointing. Finds Knutson inside. So many bounces, but nothing going in. Tigers will get the ball back.
We're going to head into a timeout. It looked like in that last possession, oh, we're not headed into a timeout, excuse me. It looked like in that last possession, the Tigers settled into what looked like a zone, just because that high post area looked a little too open. So it's kind of indicative of a little 2-3 zone.
Officials whistling as Trinity had too many players on the court for a brief moment. Savageau, the freshman, trying to break free of an experienced team. And one for Natalie Greenwood. Bit of an unexpected and one too. Savageau lost the ball. It went into the hands of Greenwood and she threw it up.
Yeah. That's called that team connection. She knew what she was doing. Can make it a 2-point game if she finishes off this 3-point play. I jinxed it. I'll call that one. That one's on me.
White and the Titans quickly again. Passing interrupted by the pesky Tigers though. Long looping pass to Sky O'Rourke in the paint, loses the ball. And it'll be ball Illinois Wesleyan.
As Bailey Timmons enters for Elaine King, we have a pretty fast lineup on the court with the front of this press, Livy Savageau and Ivory Scott, great defensive players. They halted that last offensive possession for the Titans.
Long pass taken in by Bardick. Bardick trying to find an open player. They get it back outside the arc. Inside to Knutson. Ooh, off of Huber. I don't think Huber was quite ready. Inside to O'Rourke. Oh, but Tigers cannot make use of it. Too strong on the layup there. Wide open three. Too short. Savageau collects the rebound. We are going back and forth and back and forth. But it's a 1-point game. Natalie Greenwood scoring for the Tigers. Long passing again. Palmer denied by Greenwood. Trinity with an opportunity to take the lead. O'Rourke in front. Scores! Tigers ahead.
Feels like the energy in the air has really shifted. That was one of those possessions we talked about. It's stop and score and stop and score, and we just found another stop.
Savageau takes a three. Can't make it. Be Titans ball.
Felt like an overall heat check for the Tigers, but nonetheless, it was a good shot. Bailey Timmons gives Livy a high five to let her know that it was a good shot. It was a good possession, and they're getting ready to set back up in this full court press, potentially to collect another turnover, or to force another turnover, excuse me.
Mallory Powers, Laura Malum, and Sarah Bali back on the court for Illinois Wesleyan. I think the correct choice, they made it before, is to slow down things a little bit. I think maybe acting a bit too fast. Short shot, doesn't go, rattles out. Offensive board, ball's lost. It'll be Tiger ball. I thought for a moment that they would call a tie ball there, but
they almost did. I know that was a lot of leeway. I know that Bailey Timmons had her hands on the ball a couple times, but ultimately, it's back in the hands of the Tigers.
Ivory Scott and Trinity find themselves up against number 3 Illinois Wesleyan for now. Corner three, swish! Bailey Timmons. Oh, and Savageau. What a swing, 5 points for the Tigers. Like under, not even 5 seconds. 34-28, Trinity advantage. Inside, trying to muscle her way through. Ball is lost. Ivory Scott comes away with it. Tigers moving down the court. Passed in to Natalie Greenwood. And Natalie Greenwood called for the charge. Trying to ride the momentum, maybe a bit too much.
Once again, the intent was there. I got chills. Does anybody else have chills? I see Bailey Timmons' mom kind of scraping her head off because she's just so excited off of that Livy Savageau collection in that press. But overall, great defensive and offensive effort by the Tigers that just subbed in. And I'm eager to see if this is going to be maintained within the last minute and 17 seconds with substitutions coming in. But overall, great momentum shift. That 5 points in less than 10 seconds. Wow, just absolutely amazing. It felt like we were looking at OG Tiger basketball for a second there.
Palmer Almost losing the ball, gets fouled by Napoli.
That'll be for second?
Yeah, second foul for Napoli. Trinity, 11-0 run the past 2 minutes, 41 seconds. Bonus for the Titans now.
When Natalie Greenwood got called for that charge, you saw, I don't know if you could see it on the screen, but the Titans huddled together, had a little moment where I'm sure one of them said, we need to calm down. We need to take care of our ball. Just make sure we're getting good looks on offense, and then especially on defense, maintaining good composure.
1 for 2 from the line, 34-29. About a minute left here in the first half. Napoli passing it into Minter. Minter trying to make her way in. Napoli, 3 up, too strong. But Timmons finds the ball in her hands, finishes it off. Bailey Timmons, have yourself a game.
Bailey was just there. She was kind of headhunting, seeing where that ball would land, and then she was obviously in the right place at the right time.
Errant pass from the Titans. Hands it back over to Trinity. Minter, 30 seconds left in the half. Where's she gonna go? Hands it off to King. Back to Sky O'Rourke at the top of the key. Far side lane, back into Timmons. Shot from the elbow. Bounces in. Bailey Timmons can do nothing wrong right now, it seems. 16 points for her.
And it feels like all these possessions are coming very naturally for her. She's not forcing anything. She's letting the ball come to her, reading the defense right. It's pretty basketball, and we love to see it.
Huber, shot at the buzzer. Doesn't go. And what a quarter for the Tigers. Trinity outscoring Illinois Wesleyan in the second quarter, 24-9.
Wow. And that turnover, you talked about that stat where they've been leading people by 80 points in that second quarter. But wow, what a performance. It felt like they were getting a little groggy midway through that second quarter, and then they just turned it up as soon as some subs came in for the Tigers. I know it's Livy Savageau, Ivory Scott, excuse me. They were just integral in completely shifting that momentum for the Tigers. And of course, when you capitalize like Bailey Timmons does, it's a little cherry on top. But overall, great exclamation point to the end of a very beautiful second quarter for the Tigers.
Trinity, man, finding themselves up, coming into this Illinois Wesleyan right now in the new way that we're deciding where people are going in the NCAA tournament, NPI. Illinois Wesleyan at the top of that list. They're #1 in the NPI projected rankings right now, because technically they're not officially out. The guys at D3 Datacast doing a great job. They are math people, so.
We love statisticians.
We do love statisticians.
There we go, that's the word. I really butchered that one, thank you. You're always just exemplifying that Trinity education, and I'm over here. I was a transfer, you can't get mad at me, I was a transfer.
See, as political science majors, we do,
I know.
We do math in quotes.
Hey, to anybody listening, I was an engineering major for a long time, and I have a minor in mathematics, so it's somewhere deep inside me where I know math.
Well, Bailey Timmons and her 16 points leads the Tigers. Lauren Huber, 7 points, 4 rebounds, leading the Titans in both those categories. It has been quite the game for the Tigers so far. We're going to take a break here on the Tiger Network for about 13 minutes. We'll be back for the second half, the start of the third quarter. Stay tuned. How could you not? It's an exciting game.
Every morning, we rise, ready to meet our human potential, to take that next incremental step, to do the hard work that changes. Set in our preparedness and confidence in that moment when you know, I've got this. And then we rise. Each of us, all of us. We rise as passions coalesce in research, art, athletics, and beyond. We rise to the challenge of inquiry and discovery through undergraduate research and hands-on learning. We rise through the personal attention of a small college fueled by large university resources. We rise to the need for listening across differences, teaching the art and the act of conversation. We rise to the sounds of a vibrant, diverse, and culturally rich city, and we reflect it. At Trinity University, we recognize that you are here because you are ready to rise. And through a love of learning and a life of learning, we will challenge you to always reach beyond the horizon. Because your future awaits.
Welcome back to the Tiger Network. I'm Reed Rosales, joined by Annika Sainz, getting ready for the third quarter here in Calgary Gym. Tigers find themselves up 38-29 over Illinois Wesleyan after a huge second quarter. Annika, what do you think the Titans have to do to get back into this one?
I think it's really just a composure thing and making sure that, you know, out of a half-court offense that you're taking care of the ball. That really is what it is. They're getting good shots. They're finding their open players, especially at the high post. They're just not capitalizing on it. I think they're great free throw shooters. So getting to the basket, getting fouled is one of those things that you want to see your players getting into early on in the game.
Ava Bardick starts off the scoring in the second half. Napoli trying to drive in. Oh, gets it to Minter all alone. Kylie Minter, they executed that play perfectly.
So we're going tit for tat right now. 2 half-court possessions.
Ooh, over and back called on Powers. I do believe that's a correct call. I think I saw both her feet on one side and then she stepped back.
Good call by the ref. So there's a stop. Let's see if they can score.
Kylie Minter will be the one to conduct the things on offense for this possession. Hands it off to King. Napoli takes a 3. Too strong, but an offensive board by the Tigers. They find O'Rourke. Layup in for Sky O'Rourke. 42-31. Tigers up by 11. Long pass intercepted by Elaine King. Napoli and the Tigers letting the offense get set.
Seems like the Titans just haven't answered anything within the past, honestly, the past quarter. Second quarter was a big one for them. They were really flustered. They met a couple times as a team like they're doing right now in the paint. And I'm pretty sure they just came together and were like, we have to figure something out. We have to make sure that we're staying composed. And I think that's coming off of the coaches as well. They really don't have an answer for the Tigers right now.
Palmer attacked with the foul. Kylie Minter will head to the charity stripe. 0 for 2 today. 0 for 3. Kylie Minter trying to make 4 times the charm. Trinity up by 11 over the nationally ranked Titans. Gets her free throw in. Tigers extend their lead by a point. Bardick. They find a player open, but off the rim, it'll stay Titan ball. The shot from Powers didn't go.
Even within this first minute and a half, it feels like the energy has shifted and pace of play has definitely shifted.
Clean play, but blocked by Elaine King.
Nothing new.
It was a correct play for the Titans.
Yeah.
But Elaine King was just too big of an obstacle. Finding Huber, she goes around Sky O'Rourke for the layup. 10-point gap now. Sky O'Rourke crosses the timeline. Goes to the near side, hands it off to Minter, who's on her way to the far side. Back to Napoli. Sky O'Rourke, ball in her hands again. Looking to drive in, kicks it back out to Timmons. Thought about a 3, instead hands it off to Napoli in the corner. Napoli tries it herself through traffic. Josie Napoli getting the points.
Yeah, I mean, it just feels like the Tigers are just letting offense come to them first. And they're not forcing any issues. There was a couple times where they had, you know, some handoffs early off as soon as they hit into that offensive half-court possession. And they're really just letting it come to them.
Kylie Minter gets fouled again, ahead to the line. She wanted that. You can see how much she wanted that shot to go in.
I know.
Kylie Minter will wait as Sarah Bali comes in for Illinois Wesleyan.
She's doing a good job. She's already stepped off the line. I'm sure she's visualizing this one going in, taking a deep breath.
Assistant coach John Franklin talking to Sky O'Rourke for a moment. Free throw doesn't go in for Kylie Minter, having a tough day at the line. I don't know what it is with the free throw lines as of late. I'm not sure if someone has cursed the free throw lines around here or something, but
Yeah.
1 for 2 trip for Kylie Minter.
If anything, at least they're getting those fouls.
Knutson dishes it out to Huber, loses the ball. Another turnover for the Titans.
Is that number 20? It's over 20 now because they were at 20 for halftime.
21 turnovers for Illinois Wesleyan. The Tigers are having some sort of effect on the Titans. Kylie Minter gets it to King, back to Minter. Oh, nice play ran by the Tigers. Can't finish it off. Lane King just a bit too strong. Huber gets it in to Powers. Bounces off the back of the iron in the hands of King. Bailey Timmons finds Napoli. Timmons, oh, sweet pass to Sky O'Rourke. Now that was smooth. 48-33, Tiger lead.
That's what you just call pretty basketball. It was a great dish by Josie Napoli to Bailey Timmons, who made another outstanding pass to Sky O'Rourke, who just had to finish the layup. But overall, great possession by the Tigers.
Now, in the game for Illinois Wesleyan, Sophia Feeney. Huber doesn't take the shot at the elbow, instead goes for the and one. Gets fouled when she moves up. Needed for the Titans. So far, nearly 4 minutes into the third quarter, they haven't really been able to make a mark in the gap.
Well, they've made a definite change coming into the second half. Their pace of play has slowed down a lot, which has definitely led, or what should lead to less turnovers. But possessions like that matter. I mean, you have to box out at the free throw line, and they just had a 4-point play within a couple seconds.
King to Napoli. Gets the screen from King, works her way in, pierces the far side lane. Contested shot goes in for Josie Napoli.
Josie Napoli, all 4 years of college, has been, you know, she knows she's a shorter player, and she's great at using her body and getting them on her shoulder, especially changing her pace of dribbling and pace of play when she gets into the paint. But another great finish by Josie Napoli.
Foul by the Tigers. Titans going to Palmer. Palmer finds Huber at the top of the key, wide open. Shot doesn't go. Contested. Knutson takes it back in. Bali back out to Palmer. Finds Huber again in the high post. Turnaround shot doesn't go. It'll be Tiger ball. A lot of chances for the Titans, maybe more than the Tigers necessarily want to see, but no points come out of it.
Coach Smith just looks really frustrated. She had her hands above her head. She doesn't really know what to say right now. There's opportunities that are coming to the Titans left and right. They're just not capitalizing on them.
It's her 27th season coaching the Titans. Plenty of experience for Coach Smith. And plenty of experience for Kylie Minter driving through players.
That was one of those plays. They were just like, that's a Kylie Minter thing. And of course it's going to go in because it is Kylie Minter.
And one for Bali. Little Euro step action.
To some people in the crowd, I know especially Cameron Hill, he kind of wanted to travel out of that. But nonetheless, Titans are at the line.
Lane King, third foul for her. 5:16 left in the third quarter. That one rolls in. 3-point play completed, but still a 12-point gap between the Tigers and the Titans. Trinity really flipping the script in the second quarter. Minter thought about taking the three, thinks better of it, instead hands it off to Timmons. Timmons runs through. That'll be Titan ball. Timeout. Both sides will have a discussion with each other. Fans in Calgary, especially on the men's team, not very happy with the call.
No. It felt like the Titan defender who was on Bailey Timmons was moving the entire time, and even when she did fall, well, it looked like to me, especially from our angle, that she was within the charge circle. So it is what it is. Move on to the next play. It was a good drive by Bailey Timmons. They just got to band together and keep moving forward with this 12-point lead that has completely shifted, especially I'm still not over that second quarter. I'm really not over that second quarter. I had chills at like this 5-minute mark. It was great. It was just beautiful basketball, and I think it's starting to look like what the Tigers want to offensively, and it's looking like, I said earlier, like OG Tiger basketball. They're looking for each other, hitting open threes, making magician shots like Kylie Minter does all the time. So it's what you like to see. It's just beautiful basketball right now.
The stat that I'd like to point out, we already talked about the turnovers, but the shooting percentage for the Titans, 32.6 from the floor. Normally, as a team, they're averaging 44.4%. So the Tigers putting a considerable dent into that shooting percentage.
Oh, yeah. And a lot of that is coming from, we saw a couple possessions ago when Coach Smith had her hands above her head. It's just not capitalizing on open shots, and especially ones that are underneath the basket. You have to make those. Those are guarantees.
The Titans found themselves down by double digits against Carroll in CCIW play. As they turn over the ball. Sky O'Rourke can't finish too strong. Minter tried to contest with Huber, nothing going. Illinois Wesleyan is undefeated, so they came back to win that game against Carroll. Napoli receives the pass from Timmons in traffic. Foul drawn. O'Rourke will head to the line. Just too many players in the paint.
Yeah. That was a great rebound on the other end by Bailey Timmons, who had 3 Titan defenders around her and still managed to get the ball and outlet it out to Josie Napoli.
It is Ava Bardick back in for Illinois Wesleyan.
That was automatic.
Yeah, first free throw. Good for Sky O'Rourke. It's her first trip to the line today. Sky O'Rourke shows us how it's done. 2 for 2. Illinois Wesleyan down 14. Long passes. Knutson to Palmer. Put up and in. Okay, Palmer, 8 points for herself. Edging ever closer to the 1,000-point mark. Josie Napoli slowing things down for the Tigers. Hands it to Greenwood. Back to Napoli. To Greenwood again. Now Sky O'Rourke finds the ball in her hands. Timmons to Napoli. Long pass to Minter. Thrown up for Greenwood. Had a pretty open shot. Instead, Napoli up for the 3 off the back iron. Greenwood wisely decides not to touch the ball. It'll stay Tiger ball. Greenwood had a pretty open shot.
I know.
I don't think she really realized how open she really was.
I think everybody in the gym kind of put their hands up, like, why didn't you shoot it? But she's being an unselfish player. I'll call that supreme unselfishness. She was looking for other teammates.
Ivory Scott, Louis Savageau in for the Tigers.
2 key players in that second quarter who really helped turn this momentum around.
Napoli moves down the court, hands it off to Savageau. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Tigers got to act a bit quicker. Savageau fumbles the ball. It's kicked out. It'll stay Tiger ball.
With 3 seconds left on the shot clock.
About enough time to maybe take a dribble and shoot. They find Napoli. It's put up and in. Josie Napoli. Oh, man, Napoli coming in really clutch with those contested shots.
Yeah, and it was one of those plays where she just beat her defender foot-wise and had good position body, or good body position, excuse me.
3 doesn't go. Takes a nice bounce. Natalie Greenwood will be tacked with a foul. Palmer will head to the line, I believe. Greenwood, that's her second personal foul.
I think she may have, for a split second, broke that vertical plane. And refs, as soon as they see that or one hand on the back, they're just eager to blow their whistles.
It's actually Katie Knutson to take the free throws. The first one Bounces off the back of the rim. Titans would really like to be making these free throws. They're in the bonus. That one goes, 13-point gap. Trinity trying to maintain their advantage. Ivory Scott trying to juke out the Titans, unable to do so, has to go to Josie Napoli.
There was a shift in their defensive press. I know earlier on in this quarter, they didn't really press at all or even think about, you know, going into their little double or like their double press by any means. And now you can see that they're kind of creeping into it, especially this last possession, and ultimately led to a Tiger turnover right now.
Huber finds White. Back to Huber. Huber to White again. Stopped by the Tigers. Needs to get the ball across. Does so to Huber. Huber at the elbow, spinning around. Moving in. Euro step is good for Mallory Powers.
She was calling for the ball. She really, really wanted it.
Or Ava Bardick, my apologies. Misread the 22 as a 23. Minter, slight pump fake for the 3. Savageau off to Scott. Scott to Savageau. Savageau trying to find Natalie Greenwood. She does. Greenwood gets fouled. As the Tigers still trying to force the issue. Jalen Martin and J.B. Caceres on the court for Trinity. We will welcome back Laura Malum for Illinois Wesleyan. First free throw good by Natalie Greenwood. Tigers 1 away from being in the bonus. So next foul will send them to the stripe. 1 for 2 trip for Greenwood. White trying to find one of her fellow Titans. That's a step back. Gets it in to Knutson. Find Malum. Back out to Bally. 3. Bang for Bally. Cuts into the deficit. It is a single-digit game now. Under 2 minutes left here in the third quarter. Tigers having to weave through traffic. Martin getting it to Caceres, or to Savageau rather. Back to Martin. Scott out to Savageau. Savageau takes the 3, just a bit offline. Illinois Wesleyan gets an uncontested board, relatively uncontested. But Savageau interrupts the pass. She's all alone in front, puts it up and in. Livy Savageau really has been the breakout freshman. Oh man, Ivory Scott running in to Knutson, taking a hard fall.
Oh, thank God she's coming up.
You hear the gym, or rather you couldn't hear the gym go silent after that. Everyone seems to be okay. Knutson didn't really flinch at all. It was as if Ivory Scott hit a brick wall.
I know, but Ivory's tough as nails.
Free throw good for Knutson.
I think she may have just gotten the wind knocked out of her. She just took a breath when she stepped off that free throw box.
2 free throws for the Titans as they are trying to chip into this deficit via the charity stripe. Scott finds Martin. Tigers have a numbers advantage. Greenwood up and in. Bounced around a little bit, but scores all the same. A long pass. Oh, but just a bit overthrown. Turnover.
It really is a turnover after turnover story for the Titans right now. They're nowhere near used to having this amount of turnovers. And a lot of them are uncontested.
Scott getting it into Savageau. Back to Scott. Scott working up against Powers. Powers backing off a little bit. Long pass to Savageau. Dishing it in to Greenwood. Savageau in the corner. That 3, I think Palmer got a hand on it. It's going to stay Tiger ball.
Yeah. But good hustle by Jivy Caceres. And she got the ball back for the Tigers, the baseline, with Ivory Scott taking it out.
They find Martin. Martin working her way in at the elbow, at the top of the key. Out to Scott again. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Tigers. Scott just takes a 3, bangs it off the rim. Ooh, ambush of Tigers surrounding Mallory Powers, but she gets away from it. No shot clock. They can elect to take the last shot if they so choose. 3 up, very open 3, but doesn't go. Titans offensive board. Palmer just throwing it up. Nothing going. Long pass. Oh, and too many players on the other side of the court. And Coach Hill wanting some sort of whistle being blown. Both sides trying to figure out who has the ball. It's going to be the Titans.
Just got to make sure matchup body to body.
1 second. Too late. Off the rim.
I was about to say, it was a pretty good shot.
So 61-50, a competitive third quarter. The Tigers ultimately coming out a bit better than the Titans.
Yeah.
23-21 in that third quarter. So Titans will have to make up this ground in the fourth.
Yeah, I think they're going to come out with what they started with in that first half, with a pretty intense full court press. That's what got the Tigers in a lot of turnover trouble earlier on. And I know that the turnover count is pretty even. We've actually switched it for a good majority of the game. The Tigers were up on the turnover count by 1 or 2, and now the Titans are actually up for turnovers. But I think Coach Smith, well, she's trying to give a little pep talk to her players right now. I think that she may come out with a high intensity press. It's what helped them out early on. They just have to take care of the ball, and they're getting opportunities in transition. They're getting opportunities underneath the basket. They're just not capitalizing on them right now.
Tigers back out on the court. This is an Illinois Wesleyan team that has beaten world beaters. They took out Whitewater. They beat Hope. Wash U fell. And they curb stomped U Chicago. This is a team that beats really good teams.
Yeah. The Tigers have to come out with this. It's like, this is a completely different game. Fourth quarter, completely different game. You can't play like you're up by, how much is that? By 11. You can't play like you're up by 11.
Sky O'Rourke hands it off to Napoli. Now Minter, ball in her hands. Near the top of the key, hands it off to Sky O'Rourke, trying to drive in the near side lane. Gets stopped. Fancy passing from the Tigers gets tipped up. Titan ball. Oh, nice passing. Knutson finishes it off. Once again, a single-digit lead for the Tigers. Titans need a stop. Malum. Wow, that was an excellent defensive stand by the Titans. Palmer finishing it off.
I would just like to say that I called this.
Minter thought about a 3, backs it off. Backs behind the 3-meter line for volleyball. Trying to run that play again. Instead, they're forced to hand it off to Timmons. O'Rourke. Top of the key, gonna get to Napoli. Napoli through traffic gets fouled. And I think a bit of disbelief for Knutson. Not necessarily agreeing with it.
Yeah, that was a good take by Josie Napoli. Had her defender on her hip. Knew she could get a foul out of this, and she's a great free throw shooter. So let's see what she can make out of these 2 shots coming from the foul stripe.
I don't think Knutson has too much to worry about. That's her first foul. But still.
Stranger things have happened.
That is true. Anything can happen in CalGuard. Sarah Bally on the court for Illinois Wesleyan. Coming in for Knutson. First free throw from Josie Napoli. Good. 8-point lead for Trinity. Second free throw. No good. Bounces off the back of the iron. Napoli immediately trying to strip it away from Bally, but instead she is driving in. Finds a player outside. It's Bardick. Through traffic control. Who has the ball? It'll be Titan ball. Went through a lot of players. So a tough decision for the officials. There's a reason there's 3 of them, because 3 pairs of eyes are better than 1. They find Palmer inside. Down the corner is Bally. Bally moving to her left. Tough pass to Palmer. At the top of the key is Huber. And 1 play. Mallory Powers. Again, that is just some excellent textbook passing from the Titans to even be in that position.
They worked it off really well. A little high-low motion. Saw that one of the Trinity players' eyes were looking directly at the ball, not on their person. Snuck back door and got an and 1. And finished the play.
Yeah, 3-point play completed.
Right now, it just feels like the Titans are just playing with the urgency that they should have been playing with earlier on in the game.
And that press coming into effect. They find Elaine King down court to Kylie Minter. Minter looking to her left. Bounces off of Elaine King. Doesn't finish for Minter. Titans, momentum in their favor right now. Palmer. Wow, just taken away by Napoli. Sky O'Rourke just running it in. Gets fouled. So O'Rourke to the line. Tigers flipping the script. They are drawing fouls quicker than Illinois Wesleyan in this 4th quarter.
Yeah, and it's good that they're playing with the type of urgency where they're not just holding the ball. I know that you can get a little complacent, especially when you're up in the 4th quarter. I want to hold the ball to make sure that I'm wasting as much time. But when you have opportunities to score like we just had right here with Sky O'Rourke in transition, you have to capitalize on them. And she just made the first one from the line, and we'll see if she can, once again, make the second one. So making sure that you're still playing like you're down is a good mentality to have when you are leading right now.
Palmer running it down. Good pass in. Reverse layup is good for Bally. Quick response from the Titans. Bailey Timmons gets by her defenders. Nice pass in. Doesn't go once. Goes twice, however. Timeout on the floor. Both sides will talk with their respective huddles. Titans are winning the rebound game. They have made a bit of a dent into their deficit, but Tigers have not relinquished the lead just yet. 50 turnovers between the 2 teams.
I'm not gonna lie, this is probably a bad thing to say. I'm sorry if this is a bad preface, but it wasn't beautiful basketball to watch earlier on. You wanna see plays that are being, that come into full fruition with an assist, with a couple passes here and there. So we're seeing that now, and it's really nice basketball to see. You want to see the ball go into the basket as much as possible, and to see it maintain within your team's possession. I think right now, we talked about this earlier for the Tigers, that stop and score mentality or game within a game is one thing that the Titans need to make sure and take full advantage of. Because if you keep going back and forth with basket to basket, you're not going to maintain a lead or get close to what seems like a tie. So the Titans really just need to make sure right now they're scoring. They're finally getting their foot for scoring. They just have to get stops, and without fouling.
Illinois Wesleyan and the Trinity Tigers. It's anybody's game here. Lauren Huber to inbound it for Illinois Wesleyan.
Looks like the Tigers are taking like a 3-quarter approach to their man that they're setting up right now.
Palmer up against Kylie Minter, trying to work in. Hands it off. Bardick harassed by Napoli.
She keeps rejecting the screen.
3 up. Oh man, banks it in. Good 3 for Mallory Powers. The senior coming in clutch for the Titans. 4-point game. It's slowly slipping away from the Tigers. Napoli inside the arc, spinning around in the paint, trying to find anybody. Gets it to Timmons, has to keep it alive. Nearly lost it. Nearly lost it again. Ball is slippery, it seems. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Contested 3 off the back of the iron for Sky O'Rourke. Tough shot selection. 3 up. Oh, a 4-point play potential. And what a way for Mallory Powers to do so. She has gone off, attempt to tie things up for Illinois Wesleyan. Worst possible play for the Tigers. Once again, Titans are just finding way too much open space.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they're just coming at this with a different approach mentally. It was a fight or flight moment, and they're really fighting right now.
And it is a tie game, 66-66. Napoli finds O'Rourke, and Tigers take the lead quick, 68-66. The men's team trying to give some support to the women's team. Palmer goes back out to Huber. Palmer, 3 up. Doesn't go. But Bali comes away with an offensive board. And Tigers trying to lock it down on defense. Huber driving it in. Contested shot high off the glass. Doesn't go. Timmons to Minter. Minter crossing the timeline to Napoli. Napoli driving it in. Oh, tried to find Timmons. The pass just a little too low. But Napoli trying to harass. Sky O'Rourke picks it. Oh, but it doesn't go in. O'Rourke finds herself back with it, puts it up. Second chance doesn't go. And that's a shot you feel like you really have to make there. 3 up for Bali. No good. Contested. It'll be Tiger ball. And Sky O'Rourke might be kicking herself for that miss.
It was a great defensive effort. She got that steal. You just need to make sure that that ball goes in that basket, especially now. 2 points ahead against the Titans, who are just running full head of steam right now.
Ivory Scott trying to go herself. Instead goes to Napoli. They find Timmons. Timmons driving in. Shot from the elbow. Doesn't go. Clangs off the iron. Some open space for the Titans. Bali, oh, nearly loses the ball. Tiger faithful wanted a double dribble. Bali takes the 3. Too weak. But Bali gets her own miss. Powers to Bali.
You can feel it in the air right now. Everybody's legs are tired. They're kind of inching their way towards a media timeout.
Palmer. Tiger fans wanted to travel, not getting it. Thrown up by Bardick, doesn't go. Board by Timmons. A lot of time for no points for the Titans. There's some space up the middle, and it goes in for Bailey Timmons.
That was her first field goal of this half. And she now reaches, we talked about this at halftime, a career high.
Career high for Bailey Timmons. Congratulations to her. Timeout on the court. It is 70-66, a close game here in Calgary. In Illinois Wesleyan, they had a full head of steam, but now over their last 5 shots, a 2-minute scoring drought. Not what they want right now.
Yeah. I think a lot of that is just coming off of fatigue. When you're headed into the half of a quarter, it's really hard, especially when no coaches are calling timeouts, really. So I'm sure after this timeout, everybody's just going to come back rejuvenated, Tigers and Titans, and it's just going to be a fight for the last 4.5 minutes of this game.
And get this, 6 players for the Titans have double-digit points.
Wow.
That is quite the point spread, I would say.
It is. But when you need people to step up, people are going to step up, and especially people who have experience and expertise in games like this. I know Coach Smith is probably garnering her student athletes together, saying we can win this. 4 minutes left in the game. I'm sure Cameron Hill said the same thing, making sure to keep composure. We got some experience on the team with Josie Napoli and, of course, Bailey Timmons, who just finished off that last field goal for the Tigers. It looks like they're going to set up in their high full-court press, making sure to keep an eye on everybody, nobody leaking out.
Huber finding Bali. Bali looking around, trying to beat Scott. Oh, Knutson, the pass is contested. It's Tiger ball.
Great play by Elaine King, who went for it, and it was off the hands of the Titans.
The Tigers playing quick. Scott Oh, they find Minter getting it inside to Timmons, and Timmons scores! 72-66.
A new career high for Bailey Timmons now.
Huber finds some open space. Oh, kicks it out to the corner. 3 up, 3 in. Bang for Bally.
That'll be a timeout called by Coach Smith.
Man, 72-69. Back and forth goes this game.
I think they're
man.
discussing right now whether or not they want to keep that press, because in most of those moments, like we saw right now, it was really a 3-on-1 situation for the Titans defensively, and you really don't want that, especially coming in to the last almost 4 minutes of this game. You can't let any easy bunnies go. So I'm kind of trying to read Coach Smith's lips right now, but I don't know which route she's going to take coming out of this timeout, excuse me.
Yeah, it is. This game right now is, oh man, exciting.
It is very
That's
exciting.
the only way to describe it right
Yeah.
now, I think.
It's just good basketball, and it's good basketball coming out of a nice holiday break. Everybody saw some good basketball from the NBA over the past couple days. It's good to see it.
The Titans picked to win the CCIW this year. Nearly received every single first place vote from the coaches in their preseason poll. King out to Napoli. Napoli may have had an open 3, instead slows it down. And off to O'Rourke. Work at the top of the key, backs out. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Napoli try to dribble it in, contested, out to O'Rourke. 3 goes, sunk by Sky O'Rourke. Sky's the limit for her, 75-69.
Sky's had herself a really great game today. She's capitalized on open shots. Had a little breather after those missed layups, but she's coming back hard.
Huber draws the foul, she'll head to the line.
That one will be on Kylie Minter. And I'm sure that'll be your second.
Really, we haven't seen that many fouls here in the fourth quarter. Neither team in the bonus. Take 2 more fouls to send them into the bonus for this quarter.
O'Rourke is leading right now in points with 19. Silent killer.
Sky O'Rourke and Bailey Timmons. They haven't conventionally been the players to be leading the team in scoring in any given game, but today, coming in big. Ice in the veins of Huber. 75-71.
Still a 4-point game, lots of time left.
Napoli working up against Valley. 2 Titans against her. They find Minter. Minter running down, goes up the middle. Little underhand shot is good for Kylie Minter.
The magician does her work. And that's that mentality. It's playing like you're still down. She was really aggressive to the basket.
And stepping out of bounds was Mallory Powers. So turnover for the Titans. It's 77-71. The Titans have gashed the Tigers points allowed per game. But they have yet to reach their points per game. Scott running it down. Said goes to Minter. Kylie Minter backing off. Tigers, I think, wanting to just kill some time.
They're trying to run into that foul count territory, where I would say that about a minute and a half left.
Josie Napoli, a deep, deep 3. 9-point gap between the Tigers and Titans. What a clutch 3 from Josie Napoli.
That's what big players do. They make big plays.
Knutson muscling her way in, draws the foul, no and 1, but she'll head to the line. Titans desperately need to respond. 5 for their last 5 are the Tigers.
I think we may do a replay of Josie Napoli's 3 right now. No one stepped up. She shot it like a pro.
NBA range. That is deep.
Oh, yeah. I think they're also recognizing within the Titan press that anybody who's inbounding the ball must stay there. So we saw it in that last couple possessions, and they really turned the switch in the second half. where Josie Napoli saw 2 Titan defenders coming right at her, and she knew that Kylie Minter was right there as the inbounder to help her out.
1 for 2 from the stripe. It'll say Titan ball. And Tiger faithful upset as there was contact between Knutson and O'Rourke. Knutson and O'Rourke don't seem to mind, but the fans do. And a lot of fans not happy.
We're going to play this right now.
See O'Rourke going for it.
May have been a little finesse, but it's okay.
I don't think any malintent there.
No.
Quick 3 from Bartik. Swish for Eva Bartik. Titans take away the ball on the inbounds. They could swing it here. Malum finding Bally. It goes in. 5-point swing for the Titans.
3-point game now.
80-77. Trinity needs to keep it going. Oh my goodness, nearly picked off. Read like a book, but a bit too much time in between. They find Elaine King. It's punched out. Tiger ball still. Minute 25 left.
It's crunch time. And Bailey Timmons checks in for Ivory Scott. Great defensive and offensive player with expertise coming in.
6 points very quickly for the Titans. Mallory Powers back in. Lauren Huber also in for the Titans. Minter finds O'Rourke. 15 seconds on the shot clock. O'Rourke at the top of the key. Back out to Minter. Minter goes in, splashes the paint. Fouled.
Oh.
Doesn't go in. Almost did.
I wouldn't expect anything less for that thing to go in.
Kylie Minter at the line. Exciting, exciting, exciting. Also a bit heart-stopping. 80-77. If you are not on the edge of your seats, I don't know what game you're watching.
It's very true. Minute 18 seconds left. Kylie Minter, I don't want to say this out loud, but she's had some frustrations at the line today.
It's been not the best day. 2 for 6 at the charity stripe. It's a 1-possession game. It'll technically remain a 1-possession game. 81-77.
Technically. And we saw one here today.
Indeed, indeed. Minter trying to push it to 2 possessions. Oh, in and out. Titans, we'll see how quick they work. Palmer rushing in, gets it out. Bartik's 3 is up. Ava Bartik scores the 3. 81-80. Tigers moving quick. They are trying to outrun the Titans. 81-80. Exciting ball in Calgard Gym. Napoli spinning around. Contested shot goes in. 3-point gap. But the Titans have been excellent from beyond the arc. Palmer thought about a 3, steps aside. Bartik, another 3. Can she do it again? She does! Bartik ties it up 83-83.
I'm stunned. I bet shooter shoot looked like Jacob Harvey a couple days ago.
Josie Napoli and the Tigers. Tie game. They find Timmons. Timmons driving to her left, spinning around. Out to Josie Napoli near the elbow. Near side elbow. Napoli puts up the shot. Swish for Josie Napoli. Timeout, Coach Hill. No shot clock. What will the Titans do? That is the biggest question on the court right now.
Wow.
You have been red hot from 3. Both teams have been red hot. Tigers are 6 for their last 6.
Yeah.
Titans 7 for the last 7. My apologies. Titans 5 for the last 5. What do you do if you are Coach Maya Smith?
You have a lot of time right now. Obviously, you don't want to give the Tigers another possession to come down the court and make something, but honestly, I would just go for any shot that's really open. If you're feeling it, who's our number 2? Ava Bartik. I mean, if you're feeling it, I would shoot it, but I would make sure that that shot's not within, I don't know, maybe I would say shoot anything under 10 seconds, maybe 12 seconds, so you have the opportunity to get an offensive rebound and go up again. But obviously, any shot that's going up, you're going to have to make sure and box out if you're the Tigers. 2 or 3 could go any way at this point. I don't know what Coach Smith is going to drop on her board, but these are the possessions that you practice. where it's crunch time, 22 seconds left. I don't know if the Tigers are going to come out, maybe switch it up in a zone. I know Cameron Hill can be a little sneaky. I mean, we'll see. He may come out in a pretty fast man. He has the players to do it. Good shot blocker with Elaine King. She'll probably be guarding the basket.
Oh, man. Coach Hill gives his final words to his team. I mean, I haven't been this on edge for a basketball game in a very, very long time. 85-83 the score. It's going to be Mallory Powers to inbound it for the Titans. Where will they go? They get it into Huber. Huber to Palmer. Less than 20 seconds. Palmer into Bardick. Bardick trying to beat her defender inside. Goes to Palmer. Ball's punched out. Who has it? It is Titan ball. 8.7 seconds left on the clock. It is going to be Powers again. Timeout. Illinois Wesleyan.
I think Coach Hill also talked with the referee, and they can maintain possession at the half-court line if they grab the rebound and don't dribble at all. So I think the refs are very well aware of that.
8.7 seconds. 2-point gap. Illinois Wesleyan is on upset alert. They have been for most of this game. There are currently 11 undefeated teams in Division III women's basketball. And the Titans are not looking to have their name crossed off that list.
No, not anytime soon.
85-83.
Oh. Is anybody else's heart just really pounding right now? This is good basketball, great basketball to watch. Anybody tuning in, you came into a good game.
Here at the Trinity tri-match. ETBU is also coming in to play games against the Tigers and the Titans. But right now, it's almost kind of an afterthought at the moment.
I know.
8.7 seconds. Illinois Wesleyan back out on the court. Oh man, if your heart is not racing, you're either a basketball player or maybe you need to get your heart checked out.
I know.
Bali to inbound it. Where will she go? Finds Huber in the arc, muscles her way through, reverse layup in. 5.9 seconds, it's 85-85. Timeout, Coach Hill. And here we go. Now, big question for the Tigers now. Who do you go to?
Ooh, I don't know. Josie Napoli has been hitting pretty good for the past couple possessions, but it really could be anybody's game right now as to who they want to go to. Obviously, they have the magician Kylie Minter, and Bailey Timmons just been a steady player all game. I think Skyer Work is also a player that's going to be coming in. I think there's no substitutions that have been made. I don't know. It could really be anybody's possession right now, just making sure for the Titans defensively to stay on a man and make sure that they do not foul.
4 Tigers with double digits. Oh man, it is exciting. You can see
The men's basketball team is having a little party.
Yeah, the men's team is partying it up in CalGuard, supporting the women. I know the Illinois Wesleyan men's team also supporting their women's team as well. It is getting my heart racing. Coach Hill, he always draws up some good plays for final shot time. 6.1 seconds, I believe they added some time to the clock. Not much, but you know, even a tenth of a second can be very important here. It'll be Elaine King to try and find one of her teammates. Bit of a box formation for the Tigers. They find Minter. 5 seconds on the clock. Minter gets it to Napoli. 2 seconds. Napoli just didn't take a shot. We're going to overtime.
I'm going to get paid overtime for this. Oof.
Good defensive stand from the Titans as the Tigers just didn't get a final shot off.
They didn't. And that's good, sound defense by the Titans. They made sure not to foul anybody. 5 seconds is not a lot of time. Well, honestly, it really is a lot of time. But it just wasn't something that the Tigers I guess, anticipated. So we're going to head into an overtime. Mentality-wise for both teams, it's 0-0.
A good response from the Titans. That fourth quarter's score, 35-24 in favor of the Titans.
Wow. They're making up, well, they made up for their second quarter performance.
And right now, start talking about foul trouble. Bally, 4 fouls. Elaine King, 4 fouls. They have to watch out. 5 minutes added to the game.
Yeah.
And they're certainly going to be in for most of it.
Yeah.
Powers with 3, Palmer with 3, Timmons with 3. But those are, right now, from what I can see, the only players that have to even slightly think about their fouls.
Yeah, and it's just playing smart, especially if you are Elaine King and you know that you're such an integral part of this game defensively, and just a great offensive just passer, and she knows where her teammates are at all times. She needs to make sure that she stays on this court.
It's Elaine King versus Huber for the tip, as both sides getting together. Official ready to throw it up. It's up. Titans win the tip again. Win it at the beginning of overtime. Can they carry this momentum? Ellie gets it in. Huber in the paint. Opening salvo fired from the Titans. 87-85.
It's what you want to see if you're a Titan right now. You want to see that ball go through the net, and you want to see that corralling of that press really do its work.
Out of bounds, it'll stay Tiger ball.
2 seconds left across the line.
See if the Tigers just try to pass it to the other side of the court. Minter or O'Rourke will just try to run past their defenders. They do try it. They get it to Napoli, who was on the other side to begin with. Napoli had an opportunity for a final shot, couldn't get it off. Kicks it back out. Elaine King to Timmons. Bailey Timmons drives near side lane. Shot doesn't go. It is Titan ball. Opportunity for Illinois Wesleyan to go up 2 possessions. Palmer finds the ball easily. Nearing 4 minutes in this first overtime period. Bally falls down.
Oh.
Foul called. That's on O'Rourke.
That'll be your fourth. Third, excuse me.
Third.
And they're at the line.
Now, Illinois Wesleyan. Some free throws for Bally. First one too short. Bit of relief for the Tigers. At worst, it'll be a 3-point game. Trinity 6 for 20 from beyond the arc. It is a 3-point game, 88-85. Josie Napoli caught up between Titans. Tigers gotta get it across, they do. O'Rourke driving in, and the layup is good. They're down by 1.
Sky O'Rourke is having herself a game. Great take by her.
Ball is lost. It's hit into the hands of Huber. Huber trying to get to the corner, slapped out of the air. Titans will maintain possession. Powers will be the one to inbound it. They find Palmer. Palmer still looking for 3 points to break 1,000. Be clutch in overtime. Good pass in. Shot doesn't go. Palmer, second chance. 2 for Palmer. 90-87, and she's 1 point away from 1,000.
Those are possessions, especially in overtime, where you have to close out. You have to box everybody out as soon as that ball goes up.
Minter looks around, gives it up to Sky O'Rourke. And I don't know where Sky O'Rourke was trying to pass it, maybe to Elaine King, but it was right into the hands of Illinois Wesleyan. 3 is up. Oh, in and out. Tiger fans, sigh of relief. That looked pretty good. Minter back out to Napoli. Contested 3 up, bit offline. Tigers trying to get it back. Ball is loose, taken in by Bardic. Now, Palmer at the top of the key, gives it up to Huber. Huber gets contested by some Tigers. Back out Huber to Bali. 3 up. Too strong, but right into the hands of Power. Powers falls down. Titans have 5 seconds on the shot clock. Bali driving it in. Back out to Palmer. 2 seconds. It's up. No good, but off the rim. Play still goes. Skyrock saves it. A lot of time.
That was a very long possession.
Tigers need to find a way to get 3 points. Kylie Minter fouled by Palmer. That's Palmer's 4th.
Good take by Kylie Minter. It's been a slight scoring drought for the Tigers. Let's see if they can see a couple go in.
Tigers and Titans.
But Ivory Scott checks in for Skywork. Another great defensive player.
And the pressure is on Kylie Minter. But nearly 2 minutes left in this first overtime. Sinks the first one. 2-point game, 88-90. Tigers will have to go over their season high in scoring to win this. Two for two goes Kylie Minter. 89-90 the score.
Each coach is yet to call a timeout yet. I know both teams they've got to be winded. Especially maintaining a full court press by both of them.
Bardic finding Huber. Huber driving in. Up. Gets fouled. Now the Tigers hoping that Huber misses some free throws.
Is that going to be on Elaine King? And she's out.
Yep, Elaine King going to shake the hand of Coach Smith, as that is her 5th. Natalie Greenwood will come in for the Tigers. Player fouled out here in the first overtime. No points for Elaine King, but her presence makes a very big difference for this Tiger squad.
Oh yeah, and she knows it. I mean, she's a great facilitator on offense, and obviously alters a lot of shots on defense.
Huber's first. Nothing to it. 91-89. Titans trying to make it a 3-point gap rather than a 2.
It's got to be a big box out right now if there's a miss.
It's up, and it's no good. 2-point gap. It'll be Tiger ball still. Valley punches it out. What a game.
I know. Almost 2 minutes left.
Napoli, we'll see where she goes. Minter and Scott up front. Gets it to Minter. 5 seconds to get it across. But Illinois Wesleyan doesn't press. Minter driving in. Up. No good. Titans opportunity here. Oh, but Tigers get the ball back. Minter looking for somebody. They slow it down. 2-point gap. Feel like if you're Trinity, you really need to score here. Napoli pierces the near side lane, gets fouled. No and one for Josie Napoli. Bounced out, unlucky bounce, but an opportunity to tie it up. Josie Napoli so far 1 for 2 from the charity stripe.
Yeah, it was a good change of pace. Got her defender on her left hip. She went up for it, and she's going to go up for 2 right now. See if she can tie it up. We may head into double overtime.
It is quite possible. A little swirly in for Josie Napoli. Kylie Minter went back to the bench.
And Skywork and Ivory Scott just flipped places, so they may come out with a
91-91. We're tied up again. We go back and forth and back and forth. Huber finds Bardic. Bardic looking for some Bardic inspiration. Looking around. Contested by Scott. Scott trying to pickpocket her. Gets it out to Bally. Bally driving in. Back out to Palmer. Minute left. Deep 3. Off the back of the iron. Who's got it? It's Bally. Up and good. 2-point gap. Again, Illinois Wesleyan winning the rebounds.
That was a second chance opportunity right there.
Napoli goes inside the paint. 3 up for Timmons. No good. Ball is loose. They get it out. Timeout called by Coach Smith.
It's her one and only timeout. She uses it with 35 seconds left.
And in theory, the Tigers will get one more chance at it, but if Illinois Wesleyan is to score here, it's going to put the Tigers in a very awkward position. 93-91.
Right now, it just feels like a meeting of the minds with Coach Smith and Coach Hill. Great coaches, definitely have the ability to both draw up amazing plays and definitely have the players to execute both of them.
It is a high-scoring game, to say the least, 93-91.
Yeah.
Might be the highest scoring I've seen here.
Really?
I know
I feel like we've scored more. We've had a 100-point game here.
You've had 100-point games, but the other team did not score 100
Oh,
points.
that is true. That is true. This is almost a 200-point game. But it definitely turned around in that second half, and it's felt like just beautiful basketball to watch. I know I keep reiterating this, but it's nice to see full possessions, you know, start off with good offense and finish with good offense, and the same thing with defensive possessions as well.
Illinois Wesleyan trying to make the Tigers green with envy. Trying to be the second green team to come in and come away with the wins against the Tigers. Wisconsin Lutheran coming in and beating the men a weekend ago. Coach Smith brings her team in for potentially one last huddle. It is all the pressure on the Tiger defense now.
They're laying off a little bit, making sure nobody goes behind them.
It'd be easy to get in for the Titans. Bali with the ball, back out to Bardick. Bali doesn't take the three. Greenwood coming to cover her. Backing up, 15 seconds on the shot clock. They are wasting time. Driving in, spinning around. Touch out. Palmer gets fouled.
And they're going to the line.
And that is exactly not what the Tigers wanted. Opportunity for Palmer to ice this game away. 15.7 seconds, there's no shot clock. Trinity needs Palmer to miss if they want any sort of chance at this point. First free throw up, no good. So it remains a 2-point gap. At worst, it's a 3-point game. Tigers can put up a final shot.
And Cameron Hill just gave a note to the refs that they know that they're going to get a timeout.
And that is point number 13 for Palmer. Congratulations, 1,000 points in the career of Kate Palmer.
I think as soon as they hit half court, they're going to want a timeout.
And they're going to move fast. No shot clock.
Oh,
Napoli. No timeout called. They need a three. They find O'Rourke. Three is blocked. And that might just do it. That is it. Illinois Wesleyan makes a comeback to stay unbeaten. 94-91. The Titans reign supreme over the Tigers. Trinity could not find an open player from beyond the arc. What a comeback from the Titans. And what a game from both sides. It is certainly one to remember.
It was certainly a game to remember. Wow, I mean, that was just a great game, especially in that second half, and it ultimately bursted out in that second quarter for the Tigers. I mean, it was a valiant effort by everybody. I know Skywork had a good game today. I know she missed that last one, but a good game overall. It just came down to, you know, some of those chances at the end. I know Josie Napoli didn't mean to foul at the end, but it was one of those things where the last Titan offensive player at that line went 1 for 2. So, I mean, overall, it was a great game. It was amazing to see the Trinity men's basketball team here being hecklers like they usually are. But overall, great game to watch. And anybody tuning in, it was a good game to watch everywhere.
The Titan faithful who came out for this one, giving some cheers for their team. Maybe a slight difference maker. Illinois Wesleyan just slightly better from the free throw line than the Tigers were.
Free throws win games.
Certainly, and Trinity, no shots going in the last 4 minutes. They had gotten all their points from the charity stripe. But man, oh man, what a game, what a game. Up next for the Titans, ETBU tomorrow. ETBU just coming off of beating #2 nationally ranked Wartburg will take on #3 nationally ranked Illinois Wesleyan. Your leaders for the Titans, I mean, we can just go through pretty much everybody.
Majority of them were in double digits.
Eva Bardik, 19 points. Lauren Huber, 18 points. Tara Bali, 18 points. Game-winning block. Kate Palmer, 13 points, 1,000 for the career. Mallory Powers, 12 points. Katie Knutson, 12 points. Double-double for Mallory Powers, too. 10 rebounds. Excellent game. Excellent all-around team game. They have reason to celebrate.
They do.
For Trinity, your leader in points was Sky O'Rourke with 21. Bailey Timmons had 20. Kylie Minter and Josie Napoli both had 16. Some good players there as well for the Tigers. Timmons leading in rebounds with 7. Josie Napoli leading in assists with 5. Kate Palmer leading in assists for the Titans with 5. For Trinity, next game, not tomorrow, but the next day, they will also play ETBU. They'll play at 4 o'clock.
Should be another good game.
Yeah, it should be. Exciting, exciting, exciting. No way else to describe it.
I feel like it just happens here in CalGuard Gym. Magic happens here in CalGuard Gym. But overall, good basketball games, and I'm excited to come back for another one in 2 days.
Thank you to everybody working in the control room. Thank you to Yanel and Ariel for showing up over the break to work this game. Of course, I want to give a shout out to Riley Zayas, who came here to cover the game today. One of the best at covering women's basketball at this level. And for Annika Sines and Josh Machigemba running the show from the background, I've been Reed Rosales for the Tiger Network. Illinois Wesleyan wins 94-91. Join us tomorrow for Titans versus a different Tiger team. Have a good rest of your night.